Hello there and welcome to another wonderful episode of Eye on Port, proudly brought to you by West Blue Consulting, Ghana Oil Company Limited, GOIL, and Ghana Community Network Services, GCNet, media partners, the Business and Financial Times. People, the past week has been very, very eventful. Lots of heavyweight news in the past week, and one of them we all know, the ANSAH number 12 expose that hits the entire country. Fortunately, though, the port and maritime business wasn't too much in there this time around. They were spared. However, another big news that hit the nation was the firing spree by the president himself. The past week, he was on the firing spree, firing 4 chief executives of state-owned enterprises, and unfortunately, folks, the port and maritime sector was affected in that particular news. Unfortunately, the Director General of the Ports and Harbours Authority was one of those who were asked to be replaced by the president in this week.
The president, Nana Addo Akufo-Addo, embarked on a dismissal spree by terminating the appointment of 4 chief executives of some state-owned enterprises. Those whose appointments were terminated were the Director General of the Ghana Port and Harbours Authority, Paul ANSAH, the Chief Executive Officer of Bulk Oil Storage and Transportation Limited, Alfred Obeng, the Chief Executive Officer of the Kolebu Teaching Hospital, Felix Enya, and Gifty Clenam, Chief Executive Officer of the Ghana Export Promotion Authority. Gifty Clenam is out with her 2 deputies, Eric Chum and Akilu Saibu. The letters terminating the appointment of Paul ANSAH and Alfred Obeng were both dated June 5, 2018, signed by Nana Bediotio Asante, Secretary to the President. Paul ANSAH and Alfred Obeng were directed to hand over their offices by Friday, June 8, 2018, at the very latest to Edward Kofi Osei and George Mensah Oakley, respectively.
So about 4 chief executives of state-owned enterprises were replaced or were removed in the past week by the president, His Excellency Nana Addo Akufo-Addo. With that of the Port Authority, no reason was assigned to the termination of his contract. However, the president says that it's about time he changes the man. We all know Paul ANSAH. He's been a wonderful man for Eye on Port, and we have to say he's been the big bone behind Eye on Port. He's been an executive producer for a long time, and today we all have to say big thank you to him for supporting us and supporting everybody else. In the meantime, that man himself, Paul ANSAH, who was relieved of his post on the 6th of June, because that's when he had his letter. However, the letter was signed on the 5th of June. On the 6th of June at 3 p.m., he met the top management of the Port Authority to bid farewell and thank them a lot for helping him in his term of administration. The top management also had a lot of responses. Take a listen.
The Director General of the Ghana Port and Harbours Authority, Paul ANSAH, handed over the management of the authority at exactly 3 p.m. on Wednesday, 6th of June 2018, after receiving a letter announcing the termination of his appointment from the presidency, signed the Executive Secretary to the President, Nana Asante Bediotio, and dated 5th June 2018. The Director General met with his top management team, including CEOs of other affiliate business units of GPHA, like the International Maritime Hospital and TEMA Shipyard.
And I have always held a belief that it is only in hindsight that we understand some of the things that occur, because we live in a physical and a spiritual world. So everything that comes your way, you take it in your stride and then you move along. And with God as your ultimate, whatever it is, everything that happens is of God.
I wish you well in your next endeavor, and that for me, I've known you even before coming closer to work in TEMA as a neighbor in Tankrade. And I would say that I'm available anytime if I can be of help.
I know you as a man of God. I know your deep belief. That's why I want to encourage you that nothing happens on the blind side of God when you are under his umbrella. Nothing. And in that, there is always an opportunity.
Top management of the organization described Paul Asariansa's contribution to the organization since he took over as Director General as resourceful and outstanding.
Working with you has been beneficial to us, to the department. You encourage us, you give us the opportunity to do our work, and we're really comfortable doing our work. And now I can say that the torch that you have lighted will continue to burn long after you have left.
They expressed their deep admiration for his leadership style that is based on a high level of his integrity, honesty, transparency, hard work, and above all, the protection of authority and national interest.
He taught us the principles of integrity, how to live above reproach, how to do things in a way that when we are subjected to public scrutiny, it will pass that test. How what we do can pass the test of time that nobody can come and find fault with.
Anytime my boss comes to you and he returns to the office, what he always tells me indicate that you are a man of integrity, because he always says, look, the DG wants us to work so much so that we don't bring this organization's name into disrepute. And so that tells me that you are a man of integrity.
They also commended him for his strategic management style by allowing them room to operate to maximize their initiative skills.
We just want to say that we are grateful for the working relationship that we had with you. The fact that you gave us the freedom to bring off our best. We are grateful, and we know that whatever you want to do in future, the good Lord will be with you. We pray that he will take you through the next stage of your life.
Apart from this, you gave us the space. We didn't micromanage us to do things in the best interest of the organization. And for me, these are principles that will survive up to eternity.
They said he taught them to build a strong team spirit where management worked together to achieve a common goal.
He had that background of, openness and engagement. For me, these are laurels that top management personnel need to eschew to ensure that we always get the work done. Constructive engagement by the series of management meetings that we had.
The managers added that he encouraged them to take decisions and actions that could stand the test of time and scrutiny.
For us, I think the word integrity span, everybody mentions it, and that is so because of the principle that you stood for. In everything that you've done, you have always asked that when we look back, we should be able to actions and activities should be able to stand the test of time. And for that, we'll always remember you.
The director of TEMA Port assured him of his continuous support from him personally and the authority as a whole.
I pray that the team that you build up here, that supported you, will continue to give me that support. And I can assure you that your goals or your dreams, or I would say our dreams, of making this port an efficient, safe port, and also improving the conditions of life of our workers will continue.
The Director General also advised the staff to remain calm and give off their best to ensure that the authority is lifted high.
And to take the opportunity to say a very big thank you. I've had a wonderful relationship with all of you, and I've had wonderful support from all of you. I believe I have served to the best of my ability. I believe I employed good corporate practices, corporate governance practices. and I ensured that I led the organization according to certain principles which have helped to advance the organization to a new level.
No reasons were, however, given for the termination of the appointment.
So that was Mr. Paul ANSAH doing the needful there, meeting his top management and bidding farewell. Those were his last moments with the Port Authority top management, and thanking them a lot for their support. In the meantime, the news didn't go down well with some of the Port Authority stuff in Takoradi, for instance. There were a bit of agitations left, right, center. However, all in all, the man Paul ANSAH himself advised the entire staff to keep calm and consider the decision by the president as the best for him at this point in time, and also maybe God knows best and where he's taking him next. Mr. Paul ANSAH was asked in his letter to hand over to Mr. Edward Osei, the director of TEMA Port, who is one of the two deputies of Mr. Paul ANSAH, to act whilst waiting for a substantive Director General to be appointed. Here is how his letter read.
Termination of office and handing over. Reference is made to your appointment contract dated 20th December 2017, appointing you as the Director General of the Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority in accordance with paragraph 8 of the said contract. The President of the Republic has terminated your appointment. You are directed to hand over your office to Mr. Edward Kofi Osei and proceed to collect 3 months' salary in lieu of notice and any other terminal benefit or facilities due you under relevant law on contract. Please ensure that you hand over and cease to act as the Director General of the Authority no later than close of business on Friday, 8 June 2018. The President thanks you for your service to the nation and extends his best wishes. Signed, Nana Bedietio Asante, Secretary to the President.
So indeed, you may have noticed that Mr. Paul ANSAH handed over the affairs of the Port Authority to Mr. Edward Osei. However, on the 8th of June, Friday for that matter, another letter came from the presidency signed by the president himself that Mr. Michael Luguje, the Executive Secretary of the Port Management Association of Western Central Africa, has been appointed by His Excellency the President as the Acting Director General of Ghana's Port Authority. Here is how his letter read.
Appointment as Director General of the Ghana Port and Harbours Authority. Pursuant to Section 8, Clause 2 of the Ghana Port and Harbours Authority Act, 1986, PDCL 160, I hereby appoint you to act as the Director General of the Ghana Port and Harbours Authority, pending receipt of the constitutionally required advice of the Governing Board of the Authority, given in consultation with the Public Services Commission. I take this opportunity to congratulate you formally on your appointment. Kindly indicate your acceptance or otherwise of this appointment within 14 days of receipt of this letter. Signed, Nana Adodankwa Akufo-Addo, President of the Republic. Addressed to Mr. Michael Ichagwe Luguje, Accra.
Well, so after citing that letter to Mr. Michael Luguje as the incoming Director General of the Port Authority, the outgoing Director General, Mr. Paul ANSAH, sent a message to Mr. Michael Luguje. This is how it reads.
Dear Michael, I just saw your appointment letter on social media. Today is 6 June 2018 as the next Director General of Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority. I take this opportunity to congratulate you on your appointment and wish you well in all your endeavors. I wish to assure you that I will always be available to offer a hand of support where and when necessary. Sincerely yours, Paul ANSAH.
And upon receiving that message, the incoming Director General, Michael Luguje, replied as follows.
Patron Director General, I am touched by this message and thank you very much. I received the letter today. Once again, I'm really sorry that you have to retire earlier than the due time. God's ways are not our ways, and we can never understand why certain things happen in life. From the little I got to learn from you, I know that job is not easy. I will definitely keep in touch. All the best and regards to Nana.
Voila, comment nous les faisons. That's how we do it. And we say toute nous félicitations to both gentlemen and wish them a very good luck in their various endeavors. In the coming episodes of Eye on Port, we will be profiling the Acting Director General of the Port Authority, according to the letter which is read, Mr. Michael Luguje. We will be telling you who he is, what he's been up to, and what his vision is. In the meantime, we have spoken to Michael Luguje before on this Eye on Port, talking to us a lot about port efficiency and performances, because he sort of heads or manages the port associations of all the Western Central Africa. He knows a bit about what all the ports have been doing. So we spoke to him some time ago to find out about the performance of Ghana's ports among its competitors within the SAB region. Here is a brief of what he told us then.
Talk to us about the standards within the Western Central African ports. Is it that bad?
Oh no, I think if you take, let's say 10 years back, we really, as a region, our ports were really,
behind standards.
But in the last decade, there's really been significant improvement. And I think that has happened mainly because of private sector participation in port management. Because most of the time, once it is public, there's this, and it's not just Africa, the public management has always had its challenges around the world. Of course, the developed countries have we say they have a much more easier way of getting a bit disciplined because of structures they have in place. But if you take developing countries where we are quite liberal, you find out that public management comes with a whole lot of challenges.
So if you didn't know him, that's Michael Luguje. In the coming episodes of Eye on Port, we will be profiling that gentleman on this program, only on Eye on Port. In the meantime, the rest of the program is dedicated to Paul Asare-Ansah, the man who has served the Port Authority well over double decades and also worked as the Director General of the Port Authority. What he's been doing, what he has done before, and what he has under sleeves as he exits. All next.
Paul Asare-Ansah, former Director General of Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority, joined GPHA in 1994 as a Senior Public Relations Officer. Until his last appointment as Director General, he was the Corporate Affairs and Marketing Manager of Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority.
We thank God that we have our own as the Director General. We pray for it, we hope for it, we discuss it, and at the end of the day, we have one of our own as our Director General. Let's give thanks to God for that.
Paul Asare-Ansah is a public relations and marketing practitioner with extensive experience. Under his able leadership and guidance, GPHA established itself as a visible and credible brand in the local and international business community. This won GPHA many reputable awards both at home and abroad. Paul Ans, as he is affectionately called, is a graduate of the University of Ghana, from where he obtained a BA Honours degree in the humanities. He also obtained a postgraduate diploma in communication studies from the same university. He later pursued and obtained an executive master's in business administration from the Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology, Kumasi. He has attended a number of short courses in port management and administration in Japan, Ireland, and Israel. He has served on several committees, including National Trade Facilitation Committee, Chairman of the Technical Committee on Trade, Investment, Transport and Free Movement for Ghana Burkina Faso Permanent Joint Commission for Cooperation, Chairman of the Technical Committee on Trade, Transport and Free Movement, Tourism and Information Technology, Ghana Ivory Coast Permanent Joint Commission for Cooperation, Chairman Transit Shipper Committee of Ghana Shippers Authority, West Africa Trade Hub Advocacy Group Leader on Transit Facilitation, and member ECOWAS Stakeholder Working Group on Transport Facilitation. As Director General, Paul Asare-Ansah's vision was to transform the ports of Ghana into a world-class regional hub and veritable engines for socio-economic development and regional integration. Paul Ansah believes that given the chance and needed support, indigenous African terminal operators can grow into becoming global players. In TEMA, he signed a sum of 13.3 million Ghana cedis to retool the TEMA shipyard, whose equipment were generally obsolete. Paul Asare-Ansah also settled ensuing impasse between the dock workers of Ghana Ghana and their management over non-payment of social security contributions. As part of his vision and strides for GPHA, Paul ANSAH initiated and led the anti-corruption campaign to enhance integrity and effectiveness in the port system by effectively mobilizing and receiving stakeholder commitment and participation in the cause. This gave Ghana's ports a much-needed facelift with regards to local and international public awareness on corruption prevention efforts and business sustainability initiatives. On trade facilitation, he initiated the Port Infrastructure Development Fund and inaugurated a Port Infrastructure Development Fund Committee, which he hoped would come out with modalities to secure a common fund that will allow Ghana's ports to be financially independent to undertake infrastructural projects in her own interest. He advocated strongly for Ghanaian indigents to be involved in the construction of port infrastructure. He therefore walked the talk by signing a contract with Ibista Crawley, a Ghanaian company, to develop a multi-purpose terminal costing some $370 million at the Takoradi Harbour. Paul ANSAH also ensured that 30% shares of GPHA in Meridian Port Services, which was diluted to 15%, was regained through a new agreement. Under his leadership, the Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority signed a Memorandum of Understanding with the Diamond Cement Ghana Limited, one of the top cement producers in the country, to begin the construction of a port at Keta in the Volta region. Towards the end of 2017 and beginning of 2018, Paul ANSAH initiated a trade mission led by the board chairman of GPHA, Peter McMenu, to the landlocked countries of Burkina Faso and Niger respectively. Having served as GPHA's representatives to the transit countries for 4 years, Paul ANSAH sought to win the transit business in the sub-region for Ghana during his tenure. And so far, it appears his desires became a reality as Ghana's ports recorded a threshold of 1 million TEUs for the first time since 2009, when Ghana began implementing the ECOWAS axle load limit policy of 60 tons per truck. The transit growth was 21% higher than the previous year. This culminated in the overall performance as cargo volumes that came to the port increased by 4.7% and container traffic also increased by 7% by the close of the 2017 fiscal year compared with that of 2016. Besides these, Paul ANSAH was seeking to improve the well-being of staff of GPHA by replacing the staff bungalows with new ultra-modern ones. He followed up with a presentation to the shop stewards and staff union executives with model of proposed staff bungalows. He also launched what he calls Operation Restore Calm among aggrieved staff who felt they were unduly treated in the past by adjusting structures and modalities of promoting the staff and also regularizing those whose services needed to be normalized. All these activities won him admiration from the staff union of the Port Authority, who decorated him with a native cloth to signify the approval of his administrative style and the vision he has for the Port Authority. On export facilitation, he mobilized stakeholders to think of how to further the President's drive to enhance exports for the nation's growth by initiating a maiden meeting for stakeholders and followed up with a pending strategic retreat to draw a collaborative plan to facilitate exports. He has given the authorities full commitment to sustain the drive and activities to grow exports. His commitment to national drives and initiatives were not in question. Paul ANSAH gave full and timely commitment to the paperless process, which commenced on September 1, 2017. He was innovative in the face of resource challenges as he mobilized stakeholders to think of how to repair the damaged New Takoradi Road, and this has been done successfully so far.
This road is going to be the main access road to and from the port.
In June 2017, the Paul ANSAH-led administration mounted an intense crackdown on individuals and private companies who, without approval from the Port Authority, were building illegal ports along the shores of Ghana. Paul ANSAH ordered a shutdown of all such facilities and currently awaiting legal actions, since these had serious implications for state safety.
It cannot be allowed to happen.
Paul ANSAH's commitment to duty and desire to ensure that the authority and Ghana as a whole succeeds endeared him to win several awards. In 2017, the Institute of Public Relations Ghana IPR awarded him the PR Personality of the Year and GPHA won PR Organization of the Year. Manufacturing and Industry Institute of Public Relations, Ghana. Manufacturing and Industry category. At the Made in Ghana Maritime and Shipping Awards, Paul ANSAH was adjudged the Maritime Personality of the Year. At the 8th edition of the Ghana Entrepreneurs and Corporate Executive Awards, he was adjudged Best Maritime and Ports Industry CEO of the Year, and he was also awarded the Crystal Achievement Award by the United Clergy International Association Award at the British Council. As Paul ANSAH ends his noble service to the Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority in his capacity as the Director General, Iron Port wishes him well in all his endeavors and express our gratitude for his support as a former executive producer of the program.
That's the man, Paul ANSAH. A lot of people attest, very gentle, and for that matter, you may have heard from his own colleagues. We also from Iron Port have to say a big thank you to Paul ANSAH. He's been a backbone to this program. He's always been there anytime we needed him. And he's been executive producer of this program, advising how we go and all of that. We say a big thank you to him for helping all of us to grow. Iron Port returns after the break.
Here's innovation from Goyle that takes you further. New Goyle Super Synthetic 5W20 and 5W30 lubes have been expertly crafted with the latest in liquid engineering technology, highly advanced for modern engines, prolongs oil change intervals, save you fuel, clean, protect and enhance engine performance. The way engines work has become complex, and Goyle has innovated to stay ahead. Expertly crafted lubricants that work excellently with all petrol and diesel engines of today. New Goyle Super Synthetic 5W20 and 5W30 lubes. Innovation that takes you further. Goyle. Good energy.
Welcome back from the break. You're still watching Iron Port, and coming up next are news and activities that happen in and around the port and maritime business.
The director of TEMA Port, Edward Kofi Osei, has advised young people that it is through perseverance that his career had peaked to the point of him having the opportunity to serve in higher offices of public service in Ghana. Speaking in an interview with a television program known as Wodachi Womunsem, Edward Osei, who has 35 years of professional experience in corporate America, emphasized that hard work, education, and humility has the potential to transform the future of young people, particularly those who dream to work in the port sector. Edward Osei was a partner at the law firm of Osei and Nelson in New Jersey and taught corporate law, contract and taxation at Wayana University. He has BSc in Business Administration from University of Ghana and 5 master's degrees. International Business Management, Baylor University. International Affairs, Yale. MBA, Stanford. Jewish Doctor of Law, Temple University, Philadelphia, and LLM in taxation, New York University Law School. Unfolding his life story, Edward Osei said he knew nothing about the port industry, but determination has kept him in the management of the business today.
Mama habo krampuda. Enso no me said here. I prepare me home from Nkolabrim up to Satamwin. Na easy set president Emeka said memra emeshe port so.
He noted that he was appointed by the President of Ghana because he was endowed with the requisite skill needed for overseeing the affairs of the port. He admonished Ghanaian youth to be dedicated to the education, as it is the key to success. He further advised them to pursue careers that they delight in, as that would bring out the best in them.
na yesi udi paper to her na udi free her na dia ko ha dwom se dia na metimi aye steps na meyen metimi etwa so.
The Director of Port said in the performance of their daily duties, the youth should commit to enhancing themselves to be versatile in their field of work. He said it is important for them not to compromise on values such as honesty, integrity, and hard work.
International news next.
Algerian authorities have seized 701 kilograms of cocaine on board a container ship berthed at the port of Oran on May 29. The cocaine was hidden in a container of frozen red meat on board the Liberian flagship Vega Mercury. Algerian Defense Ministry said the vessel was coming from Brazil through the port of Valencia. Algerian Coast Guard received information of a suspicious shipment and ordered vessel entering the country's territorial waters to moor at the port. After a thorough search operation, the Coast Guard, in cooperation with police and customs unit, discovered and seized the drugs.
Here's innovation from Goyle that takes you further. New Gold Super Synthetic 5W20 and 5W30 lubes have been expertly crafted with the latest in liquid engineering technology, highly advanced for modern engines, prolongs oil change intervals, save you fuel, clean, protect and enhance engine performance. The way engines work has become complex, and Goyle has innovated to stay ahead. Expertly crafted lubricants that work excellently with all petrol and diesel engines of today. New Goyle Super Synthetic 5W20 and 5W30 lubes. Innovation that takes you further. Goyle. Good energy.
Your comments are also coming up next.
Comments continue to pour in from the oil tanker vessel, which split into two some days ago at the anchorage of TEMA port. Rashid Lati says, "I was there and I witnessed everything that happened. It was dangerous and a very sad story as well. Thank God no life was lost." Bismarck Paul Ajete, "I was on this vessel before. The fact of the matter is that this is a barge and not a tanker. Barges are built for lifting petroleum products across calm waters such as rivers, lakes, etc., and not for seas. Tankers are built for lifting petroleum products at seas. But Africans with black brains in the name of money can use taxi to transport fully loaded 40-footer container. Let's wise up."
Schedules of vessels that are sitting in the port, those that anchorage, those also expected in the coming week, and all of those include the fishing vessels coming to the fishing harbour, plus the Bank of Ghana exchange rate, are all next on your screens. So those were some of your comments, and we always encourage you to send in a lot more comments when you find them. Even when you have clippings, video clippings of what goes around the port, whatever experience you have, kindly send them via the WhatsApp numbers you see on the screens, plus all other mediums we provide for you on Facebook, also via email addresses or scrolling beneath the screen there. Thanks always for watching the program. At this point in time, we have to say another big thank you to the former Director General of the Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority, Mr. Paul ANSAH, for supporting us and also for serving country. There is no better dignity than serving your country. We thank you for helping also this program. And also we have to say a big congratulations to all those who are going to steer the affairs of the Port Authority. We also have to say a big thank you to those who continue to watch the program, and that includes our own Honorable Deputy Minister for Transport, Mr. Titus Glover. Our condolences to him as well, because he lost a very dear brother. That's it for the program. Thank you for watching. Also thanks to the entire team, the executive producers of the program, Madam Abna Sewa Opokufosu and Madam Esther Jebidonko. Thanks for watching.